showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Saturday night, east winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas around 2 feet. Bay and inland waters a moderate chop. Sunday, east winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming northeast 5 to 10 knots in the afternoon. Seas 1 to 2 feet in the morning, then 1 foot or less. Bay and inland waters a moderate chop. Winds and seas higher and near thunderstorms. Your coastal waters forecast for the following marine location: coastal waters from Tarpon Springs to Swanee River out 40 to 60 nautical miles. Issued at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Rest of tonight, northeast winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 foot or less, then around 2 feet. Isolated showers and thunderstorms early this evening. Wednesday, northeast winds around 10 knots. Seas around 2 feet. Wednesday night, northeast winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas around 2 feet. Isolated showers and thunderstorms in the evening. Thursday, northeast winds around 10 knots. Seas around 2 feet. Thursday night, northwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 foot or less. Friday, northwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 foot or less. Friday night, northeast winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming east after midnight. Seas around 2 feet. Isolated showers and thunderstorms. Saturday, east winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Isolated showers and thunderstorms. Saturday night, east winds 10 to 15.
Alrighty, my friends, what is going on, you guys? And welcome back to another live stream. We have a special guest here on our stream for today.
Hey guys, what's up?
We have wonderful old Arctic here in the live stream. So I hope you guys are doing great. Glad to have you all here for today. Let's go and see who is here in the chat. We have Self-Care. What's up? Hope you're doing good. We have Berlinda. Let's see. Mickey's here as well. We have Rain. Let's see. Devin's here and Stormy. What's up, you guys? Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're doing good. I'm glad to see your Courtney's already smiling off the live stream. So let's go ahead and jump on into it, my friends. We got ourselves a lot of stuff to talk about. We got a lot of personal forecasts to get through. We have some big events coming up here in regard to the severe weather and the overall tropics. We have a few systems that we are definitely watching. So there's Courtney. So obviously, glad to have you here today. But anyways, my friends, so we are going to take a look here. I already see that Devin already does have a zip code. So we're going to go ahead and get right on into that Devin here. But first, I want to go ahead and talk about tomorrow's severe weather. Like I was saying, obviously across portions of the Ohio Valley into the northeast, we do actually have 2 levels of severity. We do have a slight risk here across portions here of Ohio, portions into Pennsylvania, obviously New York there as well. We are expecting this cold front to drive its way across the region, obviously delivering some pretty chilly conditions overall, as well as the possibility for some severe storms. And you know what? All types of hazards will indeed be a possibility. So, in regard to the tornado possibilities, we do have a 2% risk here across portions of the Ohio area, moving into Pennsylvania, obviously across portions of New York. That is where that slight risk is located there. In regard to the hail perspective, you know, hail's going to be a pretty... because obviously, you know, we are going to see a pretty decent hail possibility here for tomorrow, as well as damaging winds, kind of being that main concern here. So, let's go and see here. We have ourselves, okay, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right on into the forecast here. So first up, we had, let's see, who was first on here? Let's go ahead and double check to make sure. Let's see, Devin. So Devin's first, 75472. So 75472 right here across portions of Point, Texas. This is right here just east of Dallas. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on down here towards the Dallas area here. Now, currently at the moment, we do have national radar that is on at the moment. We're going to turn this down just a little bit. But we have national radar that is currently on here at the moment, which obviously is, you know, like I said, nothing really going on across the portions of the Dallas area. However, here for tomorrow, we do not have any type of severe weather expected. There's no thunderstorm threat, so looking relatively dry for the most part there. Here for day 3, so obviously today is, I believe today is Wednesday, or sorry, Tuesday. So obviously Tuesday is day 1, day 2 would be Wednesday, and day 3 would be Thursday. So here for Thursday, we are not expecting anything to occur really over the next 3 days. Looking relatively fine for the most part. No severe weather is expected. Now, we're going to go ahead and switch on over here. We're going to switch to the scenes here. I want to go ahead and show you guys something in regard to your temperatures here. We're going to go ahead and switch on over here to our other screen for a second. So here for tonight across portions of, we're just going to go off the Dallas area. Obviously, we're going to go kind of local here towards Dallas. Dallas here for tonight, talking temperatures here in the mid-70s, obviously being a possibility here. Here for tomorrow, maximum getting definitely really, really hot here up into the hundreds, being possible upper 90s into the lower hundreds, definitely is a possibility. Here for tomorrow night, we're talking those temperatures here back into the mid-70s, definitely being a possibility here. So that's kind of what we're looking at here basically for day 3, which is on Thursday. Once again, definitely really, really hot temperatures into the upper 90s near the 100 point. Definitely something we got to look out here for. And obviously here for basically Thursday nights, we are expecting those temperatures to be, you know, still pretty warm. Mid to upper 70s is kind of expected for you. So once again, like I was saying, we're just taking off the Dallas area for the most part because you're pretty much right there on the outskirts of Dallas for the most part. So, but anyways, I got you covered there. So, let's go ahead and see here. Caden says, oh, hey, what's up? Smitch is here as well. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Gore is here. Let's see here. Cassandra says, hi, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Let's go see here. Gene says, hi from the Chicago Burbs. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. What is the winter forecast for the Northeast? So we're not going to go over that. If you want to check all the winter forecasts out, go look at our video we just uploaded here, I'd say about 2 weeks ago or so. Anyways, let's go ahead and see. It doesn't feel like fall. Not yet. But obviously, we are going to have a cool down that's going to be driving its way across the country. This is obviously going to definitely bring, you know, the possibility of, you know, definitely some cold temperatures. It's going to start to feel a little bit more like fall. Absolutely. Let's see here. So next up, we have ourselves Stormy wanting to look at 344.79. Got you covered here. So let's go ahead and take a look here at this area here. 344.79. So right here across portions of Florida. This is right here in, let's go and see. This is basically just northwest of Orlando, right between Gainesville and Orlando from what this does look like. So we're going to go ahead and switch on back here to the main screen for you. We got you covered here over the next little bit. So starting off for today's risk, you can obviously tell there is a little bit of shower action just to your south for the most part. Like I was saying, here's Gainesville and here's Orlando. You're kind of right around in this area here, right next to Interstate 75. So you can see just to your south, a little bit of shower activity starting to kind of diminish for the most part. Nothing really too crazy is ongoing there to most part. Here for tomorrow, we do have ourselves another thunderstorm risk here as well as on Thursday. For the next 3 days, typical Florida weather, we are going to see a possibility of on and off showers and thunderstorm action for the next 3 days really. So we're just going to keep an eye on it. We're definitely going to watch this here very, very closely. And obviously, if anything severe pops up, I'm sure we'll definitely let you guys know about that. So there's no reason to actually look at the future radar in regard to things. So we're just going to go ahead and hop right on over to those temperatures, just like how we did here for portions of Texas. So we're going to go ahead and move on over here. We got you guys covered here. So we're just going to go off of Gainesville. Like I said, you're relatively between Gainesville and Orlando. So if you want to, just take the middle ground between those two. But anyway, so for the most part, we are currently watching this here as of right now. Like I said, obviously here for tonight, we're expecting those temperatures to be into, hey, towards the Gainesville area, up into the upper 60s. I'd say even towards the mid to lower 70s between the region there. So that's definitely kind of what we're expecting for tonight. Here for tomorrow, definitely is going to be quite a hot day. I mean, obviously lots of tropical moisture that's in there, as well as portions here, you know, those temperatures in general being into the lower 90s. Definitely is going to be quite hot for the most part. Here for tomorrow night, we're dropping back down into the 70s, see the upper 60s into portions of the lower to mid 70s. Here for Thursday, once again, temperatures back and maybe a little bit cooler, but still definitely quite warm across the way. And here for Thursday night, we're talking those temperatures here, basically in the 30s, or sorry, definitely not the 30s. We're talking those temperatures here in the lower 70s into portions here of the upper 60s. Yeah, definitely it's not going to be in the 30s. Absolutely not. Yeah, I don't think really Florida can get to that point there. Anyways, but let's go ahead and see. So next up, let's go and see. So what we just did here, let's see. We had ourselves, okay, first we did Devon, then we did Stormy, I believe. I think that was for Stormy. Let's see. SD Gaming wants me to look at 907.23. Got you covered here, my friend. Let's go and see. So going back over here. You said 907.23. So 907.23. So this is right here across portions of California, right here in Los Angeles. Okay, so we got you covered here. We're going to go ahead and switch on back to our main screen here. Like I was telling you guys, here towards, we're just going to go off of Los Angeles here for the most part. So basically over the next few days, you know, from today, obviously into tomorrow, into Thursday, hey, we're not expecting any thunderstorm action to really occur across the way. So honestly, it's looking relatively clear for the most part in regard to precipitation. So there's really no necessarily, we're not supposed to necessarily look at across the radar view because really nothing's expected to happen there. Although we are going to pull up the temperatures here because obviously temperatures is a big thing you probably want to know across portions of the way here. So it can definitely get quite hot across the region. So once again, we're going to switch on back here to our main screen. Once again, we are going off of Los Angeles, since, like I said, that's kind of what we are talking about there. So here for portions of tonight, temperatures dropping down basically here into the lower 60s. Honestly, it's a pretty chilly night here for tonight across the way. Relatively dry air too, so obviously there's not much of a humidity factor. Here for tomorrow, maximum temperature is a little bit toasty here in the mid-80s, definitely being a possibility. Tomorrow, obviously for tomorrow night, we're talking those temperatures here into basically the lower 60s again. So that's kind of what we're looking at there for the most part. For Thursday, obviously definitely really, really hot again, or actually a little bit more warmer. We're talking into the upper 80s, definitely being a possibility here. Obviously for Thursday night, a little bit more chilly again. Once again, we're kind of talking those temperatures here into the mid-60s is indeed kind of what we are talking about. So that's what's going on for you, my friend. Let's go ahead and move on back here. We're going to switch on back to our main screen. Let's go ahead and do so. So we're going to go ahead and switch on back here to the countries. Let's see who is next up. Hold on. So next up we have ourselves Jackson wanted me to look at 54449. Got you covered here, my friend. Obviously, thank you all so much for joining us here for today. Hope you guys are doing all right. So obviously we have ourselves 54449. It's not really a hard zip code to remember. 4449. This is right across portions of Wisconsin. I will tell you what. From what I look at it, this is relatively just southwest of Wassaw for the most part, but I tell you what, you're right on the outskirts of an active severe thunderstorm watch that's currently in effect here. So, we're going to go ahead and move on over here to the latest frame here for the most part. So, it does appear that we do have ourselves a severe thunderstorm watch that's not in effect for you, but you're right there on the outskirts, right here towards Marshfield, I think that's where it is, Marshfield. So right across the regions here, we actually are watching. You're right there, right next to that. You can obviously tell there is a bit of storm action that's kind of moving just east of Minneapolis for the most part into the western side here of Wisconsin. So definitely we are going to watch out for that. Obviously, the possibility of a few severe storms could be expected here. This watch is issued for a possibility of some of those damaging winds maybe getting up to 60 miles per hour. Would not be impossible if an isolated one gets up to around 70. So it's kind of what we're looking at there. Maximum hail size could get quite large in this sense. We're talking possibly up to 2 inches in diameter. Definitely some pretty decent sized hail. Definitely is enough to cause some damage to, trees, obviously outdoors. Anything that's out there, vehicles, you name it, can definitely be impacted by that. So watch out for some damaging wind gusts as well as the possibility of some hail that could be pretty decent size. So that's kind of what we are talking about in regard to that. So in regard to your overall thunderstorm outlook, here's the thing. You are currently under a marginal risk here for severe storms. We are going to look at the radar here for you in a second. In regard to the overall breakdown, there is no tornadoes for today, which is definitely good news. But like I said, tomorrow there's obviously the possibility of some tornadoes, which we are going to be live to cover you guys for at least a few hours. In regard to hail, that's definitely a possibility, as we did discuss, as well as damaging winds. So just watch out for some marginalized damaging wind possibilities, as well as maybe some, obviously some hail being possible as well. So we're going to go ahead and switch on over here, my friend. We're going to go ahead and take a look here across the way. We're going to switch our scene over here to basically the radar view. We're going to take a look at the NAM 3-kilometer model in regard basically here to the radar view. So let's go ahead and move on back here, my friend. Obviously, like I said, thank you all so much for joining us here for today. Absolutely, greatly appreciated. So time is in the top right if you want to follow along here. We're going to bring back time just a little bit. Obviously, the current time here is almost 10 o'clock, so we're going to just go ahead and go off of that here right now. Across portions of the way, we are currently watching, obviously, a little bit of, kind of scattered thunderstorm activity that's currently going on across portions of western Wisconsin. Tracking our way here basically to the east. For the most part, it's definitely a possibility that you could see some thunderstorms here for tonight. Definitely is something that we are going to need to watch here. Obviously, this cold front will be driving in some storms here for tomorrow across portions of the Ohio Valley. Definitely is something that we have got to definitely watch out for here for tomorrow, because it's going to be possibly pretty interesting. Like I said, once again, all hazards indeed are a big possibility, so we are definitely going to watch out for this. So, but anyway, so that's what's going on in regard to that for you. We're going to go ahead and switch on back here to my other screen, because I do want to go ahead and take a look at those temperatures for the area as well. I do expect them to drop down pretty chilly because this cold front is sweeping through the region, obviously lowering those overall, basically just lowering overall those temperatures there. So here for tonight, we're talking temperatures here kind of towards, like I was saying, we're going to go basically towards Stevens Point for the most part. But for the most part here for tonight, temperatures here into the lower 60s, upper 50s. Definitely looking pretty chilly here for tonight. Tomorrow's maximum temperatures really not getting too much warmer. Once again, expected into the upper 50s as a cold front does sweep its way through here for tonight, lowering those overall temperatures, so not much of a change between tonight and tomorrow. In regard to basically here for tomorrow night, though, look at this. Temperatures here possibly into the upper 30s, lower 40s. Once again, that's a big cool down as expected across portions of the country. It is going to cause definitely some pretty chilly conditions across the way. So that is indeed what we are watching here for Thursday. Temperatures, obviously not too warm. Definitely kind of more on the nice cool side. We're talking temperatures here into the lower 60s for the most part. Definitely maybe upper 50s if it does get that cold. Here for basically Thursday night, once again, temperatures pretty chilly, not as cold as obviously tomorrow night, but we are seeing Thursday night temperatures here get down into portions of the upper 40s. So, once again, not as cold as is expected here for tomorrow night, but it is still definitely pretty daggone chilly here. So that's kind of what we are talking about in regard to things for you, my friend. Obviously, there you go. Hope that helped you out there. Let's go and see here. Last week there was a rare tornado warning in New York City. Did that ever materialize? I don't remember even hearing about that. Let's go ahead and see here. My daughter's getting married on October 14th. Too early for an outlook? Absolutely. Yeah, that's way too early for an outlook because that's still literally, I would say it's a little bit less than a month away. I mean, really past that 7-day mark, that's when things get really not too good. I mean, obviously, once you move, I really don't like to forecast past the day 3 mark because, obviously, once you go past day 3, that's whenever the accuracy starts to really plummet. We have a pretty decent view over the next 3 days in regard to weather, but we can't really forecast too far out. Models are just definitely not too good with that there. Anyways, let's go ahead and see here. Next up, sorry if I'm skipping it, I'm just trying to keep up with the chat here. Let's see, Cassie Angel wants me to look at 43006. Got you covered here, my friend. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the way. So once again, you wanted me to look at 43006. So 43006. This is right here across portions of Ohio. Okay, so this is right here basically just between Cleveland and between Columbus. So I got you covered here, my friend. We're going to go ahead and switch on back here to my main screen. Now, I do tell you what. Tomorrow, like I was saying, is a pretty decent day we are expecting here. For tonight, possibility of a few pop-up showers for the most part. Nothing too extreme is going on here for tonight. However, tomorrow, look at this. Between portions of Columbus as well as Cleveland, you are located in a slight risk for severe weather. Obviously, a level 2 out of 5. The higher the level, the more severe it gets, the more chances increase as well. So that's kind of something we got to definitely watch out here for the most part. So we're going to keep an eye on it. We're definitely going to watch this here very closely. Like I said, we are going to be doing some coverage, probably like 3 hours or so of coverage here for you guys tomorrow on this event. And like I said, for tomorrow, yes, tornadoes will be a possibility. So watch out for a few isolated tornadoes. Actually, the chance of you having a tornado is very low. It's like really extremely low here. Obviously, in regard to hail, you are in that 15% risk here. 15% chance of you seeing some damaging hail. Basically, 1 inch in diameter or greater. Basically quarter size or larger within a 25-mile box. So that's kind of what we are talking about here for the most part. In regard to damaging winds as well, we are currently watching, once again, across portions of that 15% risk area. So that is kind of what we are actively seeing here. So, but anyway, so that's kind of what's going on here for tomorrow. Definitely is the day we need to watch out for. Once again, like I said, we are going to go live here for you guys tomorrow. So we'll definitely keep you guys informed here. Let's go ahead and see here. We got ourselves some more comments coming through here. Like I said, I'm trying to keep up with the chat here for the most part. Now, obviously, like I said, first of all, I should probably take a look at the radar view here for you as well. It would not be too good if I did it for other people and not you. So let's go ahead and move on back here over to my future radar view here for you. Once again, this is the NAM 3-kilometer model. This is basically a high-resolution model. Now, don't trust this to be exact, okay? I'm going to go ahead and say it right off the bat. Do not trust this to actually be exact because the chances of this playing out exactly as shown is very low. Because like I was saying, for the most part, models are not perfect and they're far away from being perfect. Honestly, I doubt they'll ever be perfect. But anyway, so in regard to things, once again, the current time is almost 10 o'clock here for tonight. Time is in the top right-hand corner if you want to follow along here. So we are talking about the area between Columbus being like right around in here, and obviously portions of Cleveland as well between those two cities. That is where we are watching here. So, obviously tonight, possibility of a few early thunderstorms, maybe a few rumbles of thunder early, as well as maybe some showers popping up here. But for tomorrow, the big event's not expected to really happen kind of until the afternoon hours here, as you can actually start to see, as it is really starting to show right around here. Actually, this model is not really showing too much of it happening, but that's a good, really good example of telling you how these models are far from perfect. So, anyways, yeah, we have a pretty big risk here for tomorrow, so we definitely have got to definitely continue watching this here. Anyways, let's go ahead and see here. We got ourselves some more. Let's go and see here. Kenneth says, "Hey Andrew, hope you are doing." That's all you said. Okay, well, I hope you're doing as well. Let's go ahead and see here. But yeah, let's go and see. Next up, we have ourselves Matthew. Let's go and see. Matthew wants me to look at 36303. I got you covered here, my friend. Thank you all for joining us for today. Once again, definitely is glad to have you guys here for today. Let's see here. So it's 36303. So 36303. This is right across portions of Alabama. This is right here in the southeastern side and a town called Dothan. I think that's how you pronounce that. So we're going to go ahead and switch on back here to my main view here for the most part, taking a look at what's currently going on here. So as of now, I mean, it looks like just far to your northwest there is a current shower or thunderstorm that's ongoing here between Montgomery and Greenville. Really nothing too crazy is going on there. Today's risk, there is a possibility of a few thunderstorms just north of you, but for you specifically, you're not in that risk area here. For tomorrow, thunderstorm chances completely die out here, as well as on Thursday. Really over the next several days, we're not expecting any thunderstorm action to occur. So with that being said, we're not going to take a look at the future radar for you, but we are going to look across the way in regard to those temperatures. Obviously, we want to take a look and see what's going on down there. So we actually do have a perfect marker that's actually there for you. So we're going to go ahead and switch on back here to the main model. So, in regard to tonight, we are seeing those temperatures here definitely pretty chilly. You can actually see here into, depends on what you call chilly. For me, this is not too bad. Obviously, these temperatures dropping down into the lower 70s being possible for tonight. For tomorrow's maximum temperature is definitely very hot here. We're talking the upper 90s. Plus, with that humidity factor, it is definitely going to be quite warm for the most part. Here for tomorrow night, temperatures dropping a little more cooler, obviously into the upper 60s being possible, kind of expected for tomorrow night. Obviously, for Thursday, temperatures just north up here towards like Huntsville. You can notice how they're starting to really drop. That's because that cold front is going to be driving its way down across the region, obviously basically lowering those overall temperatures, which is definitely going to be a nice thing for a lot of people, maybe even kind of starting to show a little bit of fall weather, because we are very close. I believe tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow or either Thursday, either tomorrow or Thursday marks the first day of fall. So we're definitely getting very close to it. But anyways, here for Thursday, temperatures here in the lower 90s, a little bit more cooler, but still definitely something I don't really like here. Then once we move into Thursday night, look at this, temperatures down into the mid 60s. So a little bit more chillier compared to tomorrow night. So that's kind of what we're looking at for you, my friend. Obviously, hope that helped you out there. Let's go ahead and see. We're going to try to skip down a few here. I'm going to try to get to the latest comments here. Blue Flame wants me to look at 08360. Got you covered here, my friend. We're going to load up this here. We're going to go ahead and take a look here at this. So 08360. So 08360. Right here across portions of southern New Jersey. Got you covered here, my friend. So we are going to go ahead and switch our way back here to the main screen to take a look at your risk here for the next little bit. So you are going to notice here for tonight, nothing really going on. We have the national radar view that's currently up here at the moment. We are not really seeing anything that's ongoing across the way, which is definitely some good news there. In regard to tomorrow, there is a thunderstorm threat across portions of your way, but honestly, I'd say the chances of you specifically having some strong storms to anything severe is little to none. Obviously, I'm not worried about here for tomorrow. However, on Thursday, there is actually a severe weather threat for you here in Vineland here for tomorrow. So, for Thursday, I should say. So we are going to watch out for it. There is no breakdown in regard to anything right now. So I'm just going to hold off on the future radar as well, because anything really 3 days out is kind of a little bit iffy in regard to timing and overall areas. So, but that's kind of what we are looking at there for the most part. So that's what's ongoing, my friends. Obviously, keep an eye on it. Now, in regard to the temperatures, since we can do that for you, once again, this is the actual forecast of what is expected here. We're going to go ahead and switch on back here to the temperatures here. So obviously here in Vineland, here for tonight, we're talking temperatures here into the upper 50s. Pretty chilly here. Honestly, for me, this is pretty good weather. Here for tomorrow, we're talking those temperatures here pretty warm, up into the lower 80s. I'd say the upper 70s also being possible. For tomorrow night, temperatures dropping up into or down into portions of the upper 60s. Here for Thursday, the high temperatures in the upper 60s. So you can notice once that cold front moves through there on Thursday, how quickly those temperatures do actually plummet, which is actually really crazy. Obviously, for Thursday night, look how look how cold the temperatures do get. We're talking these temperatures here in the mid-40s. So that cold front is going to be driving down a lot of cold air across a lot of these regions here. And honestly, it's something that we are going to need to watch out for. I mean, this is a pretty potent cold front. This is what's driving the severe weather across portions of the Ohio Valley. And this is also going to be boosting Hurricane Fiona. Speaking of which, we got a lot of updates on Fiona later on in the live stream. But like I was saying, for the most part, this is going to basically be sweeping Fiona out of the way here, obviously. Doing pretty good, keeping it far away from the United States. We did make a short earlier. I don't know if you guys saw that, but we were basically explaining to you why this system was not going to impact the United States. So no worries in regard to Fiona impacting the United States. If you guys are listening to that right now, don't you worry about it. It's not going to hit the States. But although, with that being said, areas in Bermuda have got to prepare for that system. I'm serious. This is going to cause some pretty nasty issues across portions of Bermuda in regard to possible flooding, possibility of hurricane force conditions. I'd say at this point, it's definitely looking easily that we are expecting tropical storm force conditions. So that's something we got to definitely watch out here for. So, but anyways, my friend, that's currently what is going on for you. Let's go ahead and switch on and take a look here. Next up, sorry if I'm skipping over your guys'. I'm not trying to at all. So Blue Flame, we did yours already. Let's see. Berlinda says 45601. We got you covered here, my friend. Let's go and see here. So 45. Let's see, you got 45601. This is right across portions of Ohio, directly just south here of Columbus. Got you covered here, my friend. So here's the thing. You got to watch out for tomorrow. Like I said, we have that cold front that's driving its way through. Obviously, we have a severe thunderstorm watch that's already going on for areas just northwest of you, far away from you. But those set of storms is going to be impacting your way here for tomorrow. So you're located right here in Chile, the area of Chile. I think that's how I don't know, say the rest of it. But areas here, you are under a marginal risk here of severe weather. Obviously, a severe weather threat is persistent here for tomorrow. We are going to watch out for it. Like I said, we are going to be doing a little bit of coverage, okay? We are going to be doing some coverage here for tomorrow across the way. So we'll definitely keep an eye on it. Anyway, so in regard to that, that's kind of what we are talking about. With tornadoes, there's no tornado chance for you. There is a threat here just to the north of you, though. A few isolated tornadoes, but for you specifically, I'd say tornadoes is not really, concerned in regard to things. Obviously, in regard to hail, though, hail will be a possibility of some of the hail events maybe getting up to quarter size at some points. Damaging winds will also be a concern, maybe up to 60 miles per hour, also being a possibility here. So that's kind of what we are talking about in regard to things. So we're just going to keep an eye on it, my friends. Like I said, obviously tomorrow could play out to be quite interesting. Like I said, we have been looking at the models. If you were not here last stream, we looked at the models. We looked at a lot of factors in regard to what could potentially happen out of the system, and it's definitely really, really crazy. So we're going to keep an eye on it, my friends. Obviously, we are going to let you guys know. We looked at the models. It's going to be late afternoon into the evening hours by the time it does get down towards portions of southern Ohio. So that's kind of when to expect your storms, obviously across the way there. Now, in regard to the temperatures, like I was saying, though, when it comes to this cold front that's currently driving its way down across the region, this is going to severely drop those temperatures here. Very, very cold. We go ahead and take a look here at the back at the main area here. You can actually see right towards the region. We're just going to say south of Columbus. We're going to take Portsmouth for the most part. Most of these areas is expecting to see the same conditions anyways. Here for tonight, we're talking those temperatures down into basically the mid to lower 60s for the most part. Honestly, not too bad. I mean, honestly, for me, that's pretty good temperatures here. In regard to tomorrow for the all-time high, we are expecting some temperatures here. Quite nice, not too bad. In the mid 70s across portions of Portsmouth. Obviously, just north is where you're located. So I'd say the mid to lower 70s is definitely a possibility for you. In regard to tomorrow night, temperatures diving down here once again into possibly the mid to lower 60s. Kind of we're looking at Thursday, temperatures at an all-time high at kind of around the lower 70s, upper 60s. Now look at this. For day 3, at the temperatures, you're obviously here for Thursday night. We're seeing these temperatures actually drop down literally into the lower 50s, upper 40s. That's a cold front in effect there, and it's definitely going to be driving a lot of cold air across the way. So that's something we got to really keep an eye out there for. So, we'll keep an eye on it. Obviously, if anything does pop up, anything more crazy does pop up, we'll definitely let you guys know. Like I said, we're here to keep you guys informed and stuff like that. So obviously, there you go, my friend. So let's go ahead and see. We got ourselves some more coming through here. So let's see. Next up, we have ourselves. Let's see, we're going to try to keep up. Sorry if I keep on skipping over you guys. I'm not trying to. Let's go ahead and see. So next up, we have ourselves Richard here at 86403. Got you covered here, my friend. Obviously, thank you all so much for being here. Greatly appreciated. So let's see here. 86403. So 86403. This is right here across portions of Arizona. This is right here on the far western side. You're almost right there at that, right here towards Lake. what was that, Lake Havasu? Havasu? I don't know how to exactly pronounce that. But anyways, this is right here on the far, pretty much western side here of Arizona. So let's go ahead and move on back here over to the region, to my main screen. And we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what's going on across the way there. So like I said, it's kind of somewhere around in here. This is where you are located. So in regard to things, here over the next 3 days, I'd say in the next 2 days, basically being tonight into tomorrow, we are obviously seeing the possibility, we are seeing the possibility of some thunderstorms. Now, anything severe is not expected, so obviously maybe just some afternoon thunderstorms could be a possibility. Now, in regard to the temperatures, and first of all, you're not going to be affected by this cold front we're talking about, because obviously that's kind of more for the central and eastern country, and maybe even down into the southeast we were looking at. But in regard to things, though, we take a look here back at our temperatures in regard to things. Look at this. Temperatures actually diving down across the region here for tonight into the upper 70s. Honestly, it's pretty warm here for tonight, definitely as we are looking at here. Here for tomorrow, we're talking those temperatures here actually very, very hot. We're talking into the upper 90s, definitely being a possibility here. Here for tomorrow night, temperatures dropping down into the mid to upper 70s. So, honestly, once again, quite warm here at nighttime. Then obviously for Thursday, very, very hot temperatures. We're breaking that 100 mark here into possibly the lower hundreds. Honestly, looking definitely way, way, way too hot. If you break the 100 in any manner, it's seriously way too hot there. Then obviously Thursday night, not looking so much better here into the upper 70s, which nighttime, I guess that's not too bad, but obviously still, it's definitely quite warm in regard to things. So, but anyways, that's what's going on across the region there, my friend. Obviously, that is we are looking at. So obviously, there you go. Let's go ahead and see what we have here next. So obviously we had, let's see, Christina says, hi, what's up? Hope you're doing all right. We're going to try to get to as many as possible. So like I said, obviously if I skip over you guys, I'm not trying to. Let's see, next up we have ourselves, Steve wanted me to look at 48066. Did we just look at that? I feel like we did, but let's go and see here. So we'll go ahead and pull it back up. If we did, we'll skip over it. So, let's see, 48066, 48066, right here across portions of Michigan. No, we did not cover this area. This is right here on the eastern side, pretty much the east, almost southeastern side here of Michigan, right here just north of Detroit for the most part. But anyway, so we are going to go ahead and switch on over here to the main screen, my friend. We're going to go and take a look at what is going on across the way. Now, as of right now, we are currently watching a little bit of shower and storm action across the region here for today. Obviously, these storms are tracking their way here down to the southeast. So, obviously, there's a possibility we could see a few rumbles of thunder, maybe a few showers being possible. We're going to watch out here for the night. For tomorrow, you are kind of right there next to that bounds of, obviously that normal thunderstorm risk and that severe thunderstorm risk. So watch out tomorrow for a few strong to possibly severe storms here. So something to definitely watch out here for the most part. Now, in regard to Thursday, yeah, the cold front's going to sweep through, driving in a whole bunch of stable air and basically creating no hazards for any type of thunderstorms at all. So that's definitely some good news when it comes to that. But anyway, so that is what we are looking at, my friends. That is indeed actively what we are seeing here. Now, in regard to your temperatures, with that being said, we're going to take a look here towards Detroit. We're just going to go ahead and pick Detroit for your area since that's literally right next to where you're at. But anyways, here for the temperatures for tonight, we're talking those temperatures into the upper 60s, looking relatively fine for the most part. Really not too bad here for the temperatures. For tomorrow at an all-time high, it's actually supposed to drop. It's supposed to be warmer tonight than it's supposed to be for tomorrow at an all-time high. Put that into perspective. So for tonight, we're talking those upper 60s. For tomorrow, at maximum temperatures, we're talking literally the mid-60s. We're actually dropping the temperature here. Here for tomorrow night, temperature is going to be a little bit more chilly into the mid-50s this time. Thursday, all-time high, mid-60s again, but watch this. For day 3 on Thursday night is going to be very, very cold. Talking those temperatures here into the lower 50s. Maybe even the upper 40s could be possible outside of the Detroit area. Usually within the city margins, it's more hot. Due to several reasons. Obviously, heat from lamps, cars, obviously CO2, greenhouse gases, all kinds of things like that. So that creates, a little bit more, usually about a degree or two cooler in those major cities. Anyway, so watch out for that. It's still going to be pretty chilly, don't get me wrong, across the way. So that's kind of what we are talking about there for the most part. But anyways, that's for you, my friend. Let's go ahead and see here. So that was for you, my friend. Let's see here. Next up, we have Hype here wanting me to look at 17824. Got you covered here, my friends. Going to take a look here at the region here. Let's see. You want me to look at, so 17824. So 17824. Right here across portions of Pennsylvania. right here on the far east central side. Got you covered here, my friend. We're going to go ahead and switch on over to that here right now. So in regard to what's expected for tonight, no strong storms, no really any precipitations expected across the way. Here for tomorrow, although we definitely got to watch out here for it. So you, my friend, are actually currently inside of a severe weather threat here for tomorrow. So you're kind of located somewhere around in here, so you are inside that overall severe weather threat, so definitely watch out for it. Tornadoes not a concern for you. The main concerns is actually the possibility of mostly just damaging winds being a possibility, so watch out for that. Maybe some small hail too out of some of the storms nearby. Now, does this specifically mean that you're going to get that? It's a lower chance that you will not get it. It's a better chance you will not get it than actually getting those conditions. So that's kind of what we're talking about with that being said. But when it comes to things, like I said, that's kind of what we're looking at. We are going to see those cooler temperatures definitely driving into the region as well, and we are going to show you exactly where. So we're going to go ahead and take in consideration Hazleton for the most part for basically looking at those temperatures. So first up, we're going to switch on back to my main screen. Here for tonight, temperatures down into actually the mid to lower 50s, kind of what it looks like here across the region here for tonight. Tomorrow's maximum temperature is a little bit more warmer as we are seeing some basically a warm advection, some warm air coming up here from the Gulf of Mexico, basically ahead of this cold front, driving in some moisture across the way, which is going to be a little more humid, more on the humid side of things. Obviously, those temperatures actually getting up into the upper 60s is kind of what's expected across the way. For tomorrow night, though, it's going to be starting to cool down across the way a little bit. Temperatures here into the upper 50s, lower 60s. High temperatures here for Thursday, upper 50s, lower 60s. So then watch this. Obviously, once we move into portions here of Thursday night, look how cold those temperatures actually do get. I mean, we're literally talking these temperatures here into the 40s, well in the 40s. Look at this, towards St. Mary's, we're talking temperatures here into the upper 30s, which is absolutely chilly. So that's something we got to watch out for you. Anyways, let's go ahead and see here. We're going to try to get to as much as possible. So Devin, let's go and see. Devin wants me to look here at, first of all, Devin says, hope you and Courtney are having a good time together. We absolutely are. Let's see here, at 59102. Let's go and take a look here at 59102. We'll go ahead and get you all covered here in regard to that, Devin. So 59102, is this across Billings? 59102. That sounds familiar to me. Yep, it's across Billings. Okay, so this is right here across portions of southern Montana. Got you covered here, my friend. So in regard to thunderstorm activity here for today, really nothing happening. Although, look at this, tomorrow you actually are in a generalized thunderstorm risk here for the possibility of a few thunderstorms. Nothing really severe, though, which is good news. Obviously here for Thursday, though, once again, possibility of a few thunderstorms being possible. Really between tomorrow being Wednesday and Thursday, possibility of actually having a few thunderstorms. So that's kind of something we are definitely watching out for. So in regard to that, though, I mean, nothing severe is expected. Honestly, looking relatively good for the most part. But if we take a look here back over here towards the temperatures, I mean, obviously, temperatures is going to be a big consideration for you. Here for tonight, temperatures are going to be definitely quite cold. We're going to switch on back here to the main screen. Look at this. Billings, Montana. We're talking temperatures here into the lower 40s. Look at that. Lower 40s. Definitely is going to be very, very chilly here for tonight. At an all-time high tomorrow, we're talking temperatures here into the lower 70s. Really not too bad, honestly. Here for tomorrow night, talking temperatures here into the lower 50s. Definitely being possible here. In regard to Thursday, temperatures once again towards the mid-70s being possible. Then obviously Thursday night, we're talking temperatures here into the upper 40s. So that's kind of, pretty chilly here, especially tonight. Look at those temperatures really diving down, like I said, tonight, across the way, talking temperatures here into the lower 40s. Definitely is very, very cold here for the most part. So that's what's basically for effect for you, my friend. Steve says you're the best brother. Well, thank you so much, and you're very, very welcome for all that. Let's see, Jonathan says, hey guys, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Hype says, thank Andrew. You're very, very welcome. K-Day says, hello everyone, what's up? Hype says, hello, what's up? I guess replying to K-Day. Let's see, next up we have ourselves, Blue wants me to look here at 17102. Got you covered here, my friend. So let's go take a look across the way. So you want me to look at 17102. This is right across portions of Pennsylvania. We just looked at similar areas. So we did actually come to a conclusion that tomorrow we got to watch out for a few strong storms being possible. A few strong to severe storms definitely is being a possibility. So we are really going to watch out for this here for the most part. So we'll see what happens. But in regard to in regard to things here, like I said, tomorrow you're kind of right here towards Harrisburg. You're kind of right there on that line. You can actually see right there. You're on the line between normal thunderstorms and severe thunderstorms. So I'd say a few strong to possibly severe storms could be possible. So It's kind of what we're looking at there for the most part. So watch out for that possibility. Honestly, like I said, for the most part, though, severe storms is kind of expected outside of your realm, as thunderstorms are going to weaken more towards that night. So you're probably going to get them towards the nighttime hours there. But anyway, so that is kind of what we are talking about in regard to things. But like I said, those temperatures across the way, basically, especially for Thursday night, is seriously going to definitely get here pretty chilly. I'm going to go ahead and quickly go over this here really quickly. So in regard to things, obviously here for tonight, we're talking those temperatures here basically into, like I said, obviously here for tonight, we're talking those temperatures here across Harrisburg into the upper 50s being a possibility here. Tomorrow's temperatures into the lower 70s. Once again, pretty humid, I'm assuming here because of that warm air being pulled up here. Obviously here for tomorrow night, temperatures back down into actually pretty warm territory, up into the upper 60s. And for Thursday, upper 60s definitely being a possibility, kind of what we're looking at there. As well as, look at this, Thursday night definitely is getting very, very, very chilly. Once again, the 40s. Let's see, Proxy with the super chat. Here we go. Thank you so much for that, Proxy.
Proxy, you rock.
Yeah, thank you so much, Proxy. Courtney, thank you so much for being here. Obviously, there you go. So, obviously, my friends, thank you so much. Special shout out goes to Proxy for always supporting the channel. Thank you so much. Let's see, Proxy says, dang it, I'm late. I'm so sorry. No, don't worry about it. Let's see, glad to be here. Please check Cleveland if possible. Great job, Andrew. You rock as usual. Well, Proxy, once again, thank you so much for that. You're absolutely very, very generous, and obviously, thank you seriously so much for that. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Proxy's areas here. So you want me to look here across Cleveland? I know where Cleveland's at. So like I said, for tomorrow, Proxy, we definitely got to keep an eye out here for you. It's definitely something going to be pretty interesting to see how this plays out. Here for tonight, we are seeing a bit of moisture driving its way across the region here for the most part. That is kind of what we are actively watching here as of now. Now, for the most part, in regard to things, honestly, it's honestly, nothing too crazy that's going on. But like I said, obviously tomorrow, though, is something we definitely have got to watch here very, very closely. So, with that being said, my friends, we are currently watching for tomorrow. Like I said, Proxy, we are currently watching, obviously tomorrow's pretty big threat here. Like I said, obviously in regard to tornadoes, they cannot be ruled out. Now, the chances of you specifically having one of those is very, very, very low. Now, like I said, obviously it's a 2% risk here, but like I said, it cannot be ruled out of the possibility of a few, isolated tornadoes across the way here of Ohio, really. But anyway, so that's with regard to tornadoes. The main concerns is actually hail, as well as damaging winds. So watch out for some hail being up to the size of quarters, maybe slightly larger in some storms here. And also the possibility of some damaging wind gusts, maybe getting up to 60 in some of the worst case scenarios, maybe up to 70 miles per hour. So definitely, Proxy, this is going to be something we need to watch out for. In regard to the timing, like I said, we were just looking at this here a little bit ago. We're going to go ahead and switch on back here to the main view for you. But like I was saying, here is where you're at. You're right here on the northeastern side. You should know where you are based off of that. But anyway, so that is kind of what we are talking about, my friends. That is indeed what we are seeing. If we take a look at this, we actually are currently watching, kind of looking like those storms are going to be moving through the region here. Kind of for portions around 4 or 5 o'clock. Now, once again, like I said, these models are not perfect. They are far from actually being perfect. So we are definitely going to continue watching this here for the next little bit. So once again, my friends, thank you all for being here. And obviously, Proxy, like I said, obviously, please stay safe out there. And that's something that we definitely have, got to continue watching here. So, anyway, so that's what's going on there, Proxy. Now, in regard to your temperatures here, obviously for tonight, that's something we are going to look at. You're going to notice a very, very big difference in regard to those temperatures here. Switching on over here to the main screen. So, in regard to, obviously, like I said, towards Cleveland, that's where we're going to go off of. That's where you're at. Here for tonight, temperatures dropping actually really not too bad into the upper 60s being a possibility here. For tomorrow night, we're talking temperatures here into the mid 60s. Tomorrow, high temperatures here in the lower 60s. I'd say upper 50s also being a possibility, which is kind of crazy. In regard to basically, tomorrow, obviously here, once again, temperatures here into the 60s. But here for Thursday night, look at this. Temperatures actually driving down into the lower 50s, which is actually definitely really, really crazy. So that's kind of what we are talking about in regard to things, my friends. So that is what we are looking at. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on it. Let's go ahead and see. So that's what's going on for you, my friend Proxy. So obviously, once again, thank you so much for that. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. Definitely means a lot. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, Proxy, for all the support you've given us on the channel. Seriously, it does mean a lot to me. So thank you once again so much for all that. But anyways, yeah, so that's what's going on for you. Like I said, obviously tomorrow, watch out for that. It's kind of looking towards the afternoon hours. Like I said, between kind of 4 or 5. I say watch out between 3 and 6. Okay, so that's kind of what we're talking about. So between 3 and 6, expect your storms. We are going to be live kind of somewhere around that time for about 3 hours. Okay, we're going to be covering for about 3 hours because tomorrow is Courtney's last day being down here. So I want to kind of spend as much time as I possibly can with her. But anyways, that is kind of what we are looking at, my friends. So So obviously, so we're gonna be live here for at least a little bit for you guys and keep you guys informed of tomorrow's situation. But anyways, and obviously we have ourselves even Fiona. That's gonna be a possible problem here down the line for Bermuda, which we're gonna also do some coverage on that once it makes landfall or swipes the portions here of Bermuda, so definitely we're going to keep an eye on it. But anyways, my friends, so that is kind of what we are looking at here for now. Let's see here. So we're going to do a few more of these, and then we're going to go ahead and switch on over here to the tropics. We've already been live here for about 45 minutes, so we've been live here for a while. Usually these live streams last about 30 minutes to an hour, so, but anyway, so let's go and see. So next up we have ourselves K-Day wanted me to look at 46562. Got you covered here, my friend. Let's go and take a look here across the way. So you want me to look here for portions of 46. Okay, we got you covered. So 562 right here across portions of Indiana. Okay, so you're also an area we need to watch out here for tomorrow. So if you take a look at the current view, obviously this is for tomorrow's risk. Now you are really right outside of that risk area. I mean, you're right there on the boundary between seeing just some normal. Let's see your Prince. You're right here towards. Let's see if I can actually find Pierceton. I think is it Pierceton? I believe that is. But you're literally right there smack dab on that line between seeing just normal thunderstorm activity as well as the possibility of maybe a few isolated severe storms nearby. Like I said, for the most part, though, you know, honestly, you're looking relatively fine here for the most part. Proxy gifting 10 memberships. Are you serious?
That's awesome.
Proxy, thank you so much for that. Like I said, obviously, Proxy, I literally can't stop saying it. Thank you absolutely for that. It's seriously greatly appreciated. And definitely is very, very much appreciated. So obviously congratulations to the people who actually got the memberships. I see Abby, Haley, sorry, Haley didn't get one, but Haley's asking me a question here. We'll get to you, Haley, in a minute. Let's see, Abby, let's see here. Oh, Haley did get one. Okay, Haley did get one here. So there we go. Death Star, Haley, Abby, Chick-fil-A, Jay up as well. Congratulations, you are now a member. Once again, everyone give Proxy a big thank you. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for that. Definitely. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciated. Let's go and see here. So, but yeah, once again, big shout out goes to you. But anyway, so in regard to that, like I said, watch out tomorrow for the possibility of maybe a few strong to severe storms being possible. We're not going to look at the future radar because there's really no need to. But anyways, in regard to the temperatures, though, that's something I do want to take a look at for you. Just kind of give you an example because you are going to be definitely impacted by this, okay? So that's something we are definitely going to watch out for. So, anyways, in regard to things, so obviously like I was saying, you're towards Fort Wayne. That's what we're going to go off of. But anyway, so in regard to things, basically here for tonight, we're talking those temperatures here into the upper 60s. You know, really not too bad. Looking relatively nice for the most part. Obviously down here for, like I said, obviously here for tomorrow's maximum temperatures, we're talking the mid 60s being a possibility. Tomorrow night for Wednesday night, we're talking temperatures here into actually pretty chilly territory. Honestly, not too bad for me specifically, but most people will call this chilly. We're talking the mid 50s being a possibility here for Wednesday. Look at this. Wednesday actually, you know, once again, high temperatures in the lower 60s, but Thursday night here, we're talking temperatures here in the lower 50s, maybe even the upper 40s being a possibility, which is actually really, really crazy. So anyway, so that's what's going on in regard to you, my friend. And we're just going to do a few more of these. So obviously, Haley, we're going to get to you now. Haley wants me to look at 64060. If I remember correctly, is that Kansas City, Missouri? Because I think that's where you're at. I remember some people's places here, so let's see. We're gonna make sure though. So Haley, you wanted me to look at. Let's go and see. We're gonna go ahead and go back up. See, I keep on losing all these. So Haley's where's that?
How about 200 the memberships?
Oh, I see right there. Okay, cool. So 64060. So 64060. Is this right here across portions of Missouri? Yeah, right here next to Kansas City. I had a feeling it was right next to that region there. Anyway, so as we move over here towards our main screen here in regard to the overall outlook. So here for today, we're not expecting anything to occur. Tomorrow, possibility of a few thunderstorms, but get this, they're not supposed to be severe, okay? Looking relatively fine for the most part. Here for, obviously, you know, for Thursday as well, really nothing going on. So watch out for a few thunderstorms tomorrow, but really anything severe is not really expected for you. Although, here we go. Moving on into the temperatures here. We are seeing those temperatures here for Kansas City. We're going to go ahead and switch on over here to the main screen here. For Kansas City, we're talking the temperatures here for tonight into the mid-70s. Not too bad here. For tomorrow at an all-time high. Look at that, though. Actually cooling down a bit. actually into the lower 60s. Tomorrow night, definitely getting a little bit more chillier into the upper 50s for an all-time high here on Thursday. Temperatures here in the upper 60s, and then obviously for Thursday night temperatures down into the upper 50s, lower 60s being a possibility. So that's kind of what we're looking at in regard to things. So that is what we are looking at. All right, we're going to do one more here. I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. So Death Star wants me to look at 18976. I got you covered here, my friend. And after this, we're going to take a look at the quick tropics update, and then we're going to be heading off here for tonight. So anyway, so let me look here at 18976. So 18976. Forgot to mention to you guys, we actually have a new tropical system out in the Atlantic. We're going to talk about more of that here in a second. This is basically here in far eastern Pennsylvania. This is right here just directly due west of Trenton, New Jersey. So you are located right here, my friend, in a place called, let's see here, it kind of cuts off there. So it's Warrington. Yeah, Warrington here in eastern portions of Pennsylvania. So Warrington, let's see here, is kind of somewhere, it's kind of hard to see, it's kind of hard to pick up here. But you are kind of, here for tomorrow, you're actually not in that severe weather threat. You're kind of right around in here, if I'm not mistaken. You're kind of somewhere around here. Anyways, regardless, we are seeing no severe weather threat for you tomorrow. Obviously, a possibility of a few thunderstorms, but once again, nothing really expected to be severe. Obviously, here for Thursday as well, a few thunderstorms could be possible, probably for the early portion of Thursday. But anything severe is just not really expected for you. Honestly, looking relatively fine. Anyways, though, in regard to the temperatures, I'm sure that's something you want to look at here as well. We are going to go ahead and pull up Pennsylvania here. We're going to go off of, let's see here, Philadelphia is kind of the closest from what it looks like. So, hope you don't mind. We're going to go off Philadelphia's because I think that's kind of, that's obviously the best thing we have there. But anyways, switching over here to the main thing. Like I said, obviously here for the temperatures tonight, we're talking Philadelphia, obviously a little bit more warmer. I'd say into the upper 50s, lower 60s being a possibility here. For tomorrow, we're talking those temperatures here actually for the all-time high being into the upper 70s, so a little bit warm. Honestly, kind of nice to slightly warm here. Although tomorrow night, temperatures once again into the mid-60s to mid-60s to lower 70s. But look at this. As we move into Thursday, temperatures at an all-time highs in the mid-60s. But Thursday night, very, very cold across the way. Once again, like I said, towards Philadelphia, I'd say mid to upper 40s is kind of expected for you there, Death Star. So that's kind of what we are looking at. Anyways, let's go ahead and see here. We have ourselves, let's see here. Devin wants me to say that there's rotation near Elmwood, Wisconsin. What's currently going on here? Let's see here, towards Wisconsin. It would not be surprising, because like I said, obviously there is no tornado probability across the region, but I do tell you what, we are going to look at the radar view really, really quickly. Like I said, that was the last personal forecast, guys. But anyway, so let's go ahead and take a look at this here really quickly. Latest scan, we're going to turn off that radar. You turn on the main one here. And let's see what's going on across the way. Now, you said towards Wisconsin. Let's see, I'm trying to find a good radar view to go through here. Really not too many options to choose here. I think the closest one might be near La Crosse. Maybe? Let's see here. We'll see what's going on. You said there was a bit of rotation. Oh, I do see that, actually. And now my program's crashing. Of course it does. It does all the time. You can see right there, y'all, that right in there, that is currently what is, there's where the rotation's at. There's actually a few areas of possible broad rotation, quite large rotation. But anyways, that's what's going on in regard to that here right now. And I tell you what, my friend, we're going to go ahead and switch on over here back to my main screen, y'all. Because, like I said, we have ourselves a decent amount of stuff we got to talk about. It doesn't really matter if the program crashed anyway, so I'm kind of done with it for now. But anyways, we are going to talk about these tropics here really quickly. Because, like I said, we actually have a new system out here in the Atlantic. This is actually a new tropical storm that formed, so we're going to talk more about that here in a minute. But anyway, so in regard to things, we are currently watching this. Obviously, there is Fiona that's currently ongoing here. Absolutely crazy. The eyes become very, very visible here in the latest scans. You can really see that over the last few scans. This thing is currently a major hurricane, quote-unquote major hurricane. It is a Category 3 storm. Like the last time I checked was sustained winds of 115 miles per hour, just pulling away from the southern Bahamas here. So obviously they probably got some bad impacts with that. Obviously Puerto Rico back in time did as well, and basically the Dominican Republic as well. Those areas got pretty slammed there, I'm not going to lie. But anyways, in regard to the models, we're in actually kind of a little bit of disagreement now. Yesterday we were in pretty decent agreement, but the models have kind of pulled away from one another. The question is how close to Bermuda this is going to get. Now you can see all the main models. If you take the medium point, basically it kind of goes right around in here. You can see how they really start to space out. That little speck right there, that is indeed, like I said, obviously Bermuda. But like I said, they really space out next to Bermuda. The more further west it goes, the better. Okay, this thing is going to be on the west. The center of the storm is going to be on the western side of Bermuda. Okay, it's forecasted to be on the far western side. But anyway, so obviously, the further it goes to, further closer it gets towards Bermuda, the more potential impacts there's going to be, which that is something we are definitely going to have to look into. In regard to intensity with this system, I mean, honestly, it's kind of hovering, maybe a slight intensification. Honestly, personally, I think there's still going to be an intensification factor. It is expected to become a Category 4 and then quickly drop, once it starts to move into those cooler waters, obviously losing that sustainability and stuff like that. So, but anyway, with that being said, this thing is expected to be possibly be a hurricane, or it's already a hurricane, a Category 4 hurricane here by tomorrow night. It's supposed to be a Category 4. So that is kind of what we are talking about here. So, but with that being said, you guys, that is indeed what we are watching here for. Obviously, like I said, the cone of uncertainty. Something I'm new that I'm just now getting into, or something I'm just now starting to learn here, is that we now have ourselves a tropical storm watch that's now in effect for Bermuda. I do expect these to turn into warnings, and maybe even hurricane watches could be issued the more closer the system does get closer. Uncle wants to know, will Florida get any rain from it? No, this is not going to be impacting. Like I said, obviously, we are going to, basically not see any impacts of this in Florida, which obviously is some good news, for real. But yeah, the M stands for major hurricane. That is kind of what we are talking about here. So we got to watch out for that. This thing is expected to be kind of around a Category 4 storm as it kind of approaches right next to Bermuda. So this is going to be a very, very nasty storm. It's already a nasty storm. It's only going to be nastier as we track our way down here in time. So that is kind of what we are talking about here. Proxy has sent you a message apparently, Courtney.
Yeah, I'm responding in the chat.
Okay. But anyway, so yeah, once again, thank you, Proxy, for all you've done. Greatly appreciated. Obviously, not Zach is very, very thankful for the prop memberships. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for that. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about here, my friends, is obviously Gaston. That's our newly developed system here. It's not supposed to cause really any problems at all. If we take a look here at the forecast models, there's still a lot of uncertainties. Now, I don't know the island chains of this area. I don't really forecast for these regions, obviously, because they're well far away from the states, and usually these systems don't really impact these areas too much. But that is kind of what we are talking about. But for the most part, this thing is tracking its way up here to the northeast, but then just really kind of scattering out across that second day, basically that day 2 mark, basically being here for, obviously, for kind of Thursday. Past Thursday, there's so much uncertainties of what's going to happen here. So that's kind of what we're talking about here in regard to things. So this system is once again called Gaston. It's expected to remain a tropical storm. It currently is a tropical storm here. Now, these island chains could be impacted by some type of tropical development or some type of tropical impacts, but honestly, tropical storms really, if we're being honest, tropical storms aren't too bad. Now, they can be. They definitely can be, but they're obviously, let's be lucky it's not a hurricane, okay? So, obviously, kind of expected to remain kind of around a lower to mid-range tropical storm by the forecast models. I mean, none of the models do suggest this thing in a hurricane standard, so not expecting as of now, just tropical storm criteria is expected. But anyway, so that's kind of what's going on there. Let's see, Evan was gifted a membership by Proxy, apparently. I'm starting to see that come through. Well, obviously, Evan, congratulations on that. And once again, thank you so much for being here, my friends. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Erzis, is that how you say it? Erozis is what Devin says. That's the name of the islands. Well, anyways, you can see what Devin has wrote. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that. Like, once again, I'm very, very horrible when it comes to pronunciation and stuff like that. But that is kind of what we are talking about in regard to things. But, anyways, that's kind of what's going on, my friends. I mean, like I said, we are seeing the current satellite imagery. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. It's a little too far zoomed in. In regard to things, though, like I was saying, I mean, we can obviously see that, that the central circulation was there, and the latest scans actually showing that convection really pretty strong. You can obviously see right then and there, you can obviously see that area of rotation really kicking off before a lot of the storms initiated. But then over the last few scans, I mean, obviously lots and lots of storm activity has been happening with this system. And then obviously the more we track down in time here, you can kind of see how the latest scans are kind of showing a little bit more of it ripping apart, not as much aggressiveness showing up on the satellite view. But it does, obviously you can see where that central circulation is. Now, some would consider that an eye. Some would actually consider that an eye, but it's not very developed. It's definitely, very, very well disorganized for the most part. But anyways, that's what's going on there, my friends. That is kind of what we are talking about here. And obviously, that's what we are looking at. So once again, thank you all so much for joining us. I think that's going to go ahead and wrap it up here for tonight. I got to spend as much time as I can with Courtney here before she leaves here on Thursday. So obviously, thank you all for being here. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Love you all, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys for helping out the channel. Once again, huge shout out goes to Proxy for literally every single thing that you've done to the channel. You've helped us out so much. Once again, Proxy, we love you. Thank you so much for your support. Greatly appreciated. Will Houston, Texas be hit by a hurricane? No. This is, you're going to be far away from this. There's no, hold on. But there is something I do want to actually show you, though. But I'm not saying Houston's going to get hit by this. There is one more system we are watching here. This is an Invest at this point, I believe. 98L. Now, this could have some problems here down the line. As you can actually see, this thing is expected to track their way into the Southern Caribbean, obviously moving up here towards possibly the Gulf in time. But for Houston, this is way too far out to even tell. This is going to be weeks out before or a week or so out before we know where this thing's going to really go, if it even makes it to the States. So it might be another system we definitely got to watch out. There's a lot of disagreement. Continue to track its way to the west, impacting the southern Windward Islands here. Kind of what's expected there for the most part. But anyways, my friends, that's kind of all that's going on real quick. So obviously, once again, thank you all so much for being here. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for Courtney for being part of the special guest here for today. So glad to have you here. And obviously, once again, my friends, thank you all so much for being here. Like I said, if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to us on our Discord, as well as, like I said, our website. Check all that stuff out for the latest information in regard to weather and everything like that. Let's go and see. Once again, thank you all for joining us. Katie saying, enjoy your night with Courtney. Thank you so much. I definitely will. Once again, thank you all for joining us here for today. Let's see here. Devin says, enjoy your night with her. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Devin. Let's go and see. The one eye in Caribbean is not looking good for those that live in the Gulf states. Watch out. Too early to tell, Evan. That's way too early to tell. I mean, this thing could literally slam into portions of Mexico. I mean, we don't even know what this is going to do. It could not even last to Mexico. Still, way too early to tell. I mean, this is literally 120 hours out. That's well past 4 days, which is definitely is not very good. Let's see here. Proxy says, Arctic and Answer, anything I can do continue supporting the channel. I will thank you for your kind words. Well, Proxy, I seriously do mean them. And obviously, like I said, I kind of speechless. I really don't know what to say other than just thank you. And I really do owe you. Seriously, I really do. If there's anything I can do for you, Proxy, let me know. I got you covered there. Alrighty, my friends, that's going to wrap it up here for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us today. You know, obviously, I forgot to up my program again. But once again, thank you all so much for joining us. We're going to go and get this program back up just for a little outro there. But anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. Like I said, obviously here for tomorrow, we are going to be live for you guys in terms of, obviously, giving you guys some coverage. Probably expect to go live maybe around 1 o'clock or so, as these storms are going to be a little bit more earlier. So we are definitely going to definitely watch out for it. Anyways, my friends, thank you all for being here. Really appreciated. And I'll catch you guys here in the next one.
At Cedar Key. Winds were southeast at 12 knots. Air temperature 82 degrees. At the Seaman site at Venice. Winds were northeast at 2 knots. Sea temperature 89 degrees. Air temperature 80 degrees. At 100 miles west of Bayport. Winds were north at 10 knots. Sea temperature 85 degrees. Air temperature 84 degrees. At 210 miles west of Captiva. Winds were northeast at 8 knots. Sea temperature 85 degrees. Air temperature 84 degrees. Your coastal waters forecast for the following marine location, Tampa Bay waters. Issued at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Rest of tonight, northeast winds 5 to 10 knots. Bay and inland waters light chop. Isolated thunderstorms. Scattered showers early this evening, then isolated showers. Wednesday, northeast winds 5 to 10 knots. Bay and inland waters light chop. Scattered showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Wednesday night, northeast winds 5 to 10 knots. Bay and inland waters light chop. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the evening. Thursday, north winds 5 to 10 knots. Bay and inland waters light chop. Isolated showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Thursday night, north winds 5 to 10 knots. Bay and inland waters light chop. Isolated showers and thunderstorms in the evening. Friday, north winds 5 to 10 knots. Bay and inland waters light chop. Friday night, northeast winds 5 to 10 knots. Bay and inland waters light chop. Isolated showers and thunderstorms. Saturday, northeast winds around 10 knots. Bay and inland waters light chop. Isolated showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Saturday night, northeast winds 10 to 15 knots. Bay and inland waters a moderate chop. Isolated showers and thunderstorms in the evening. Sunday, northeast winds 5 to 10 knots. Bay and inland waters light chop. Isolated showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Winds and waves higher in and near thunderstorms. Your coastal waters forecast for the following marine location: coastal waters from Englewood to Tarpon Springs out 20 nautical miles. Issued at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Rest of tonight, northeast winds around 10 knots, becoming east. Seas 1 foot or less. Bay and inland waters light chop. Isolated showers and thunderstorms. Wednesday, northeast winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 foot or less. Bay and inland waters light chop. Isolated showers and thunderstorms. Wednesday night, northeast winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas around 2 feet. Bay and inland waters a moderate chop. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the evening. Thursday, north winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas around 2 feet in the morning, then 1 foot or less. Bay and inland waters light chop. Isolated showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Thursday night, north winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 foot or less. Bay and inland waters light chop. Friday, north winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 foot or less. Bay and inland waters light chop. Friday night, north winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming east after midnight. Seas 1 foot or less, then around 2 feet after midnight. Bay and inland waters a moderate chop. Isolated showers and thunderstorms. Saturday, northeast winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas around 2 feet. Bay and inland waters a moderate chop. Isolated showers and thunderstorms. Saturday night, east winds 10 to 15 knots.